here from Gorilla Grunts, and I'm sitting at the intersection of Highway 64 and Highway 23. Why is this important? Because looking right at me is the famous, no, the infamous, no, the notorious pig trail. Now I'm starting here on this intersection, but there's a little controversy about that we'll discuss in just a second. Now, what's the big deal about the pig trail? It is motorcycleroads.com's #1 ride in the state of Arkansas. Now, if you search the rest of the country, you'll find normally it's listed around #2 behind Tales of the Dragon. I've seen one website listed as #3 behind the Sisters down in Texas, but I'm pretty sure that was written by somebody in Texas. And what do they know? They still think the Dallas Cowboys are a relevant team. But anyway, the controversy about that intersection right there is about where the pig trail actually starts. The pig trail got its name because back in the olden days, really the best way to get to Fayetteville and the University of Arkansas was to go about 20 miles further west and go up Highway 71. And that road is also listed as one of the great rides in Arkansas. The problem was that's basically a 2-lane road, and when they'd hold football games, so many cars would be going up there, it'd just be a traffic jam, and it was a pain. And they give you some idea, they used to have signs on it. I remember growing up, there was a sign that said, 21 people killed in the last 3 years, don't you be next, and they'd update it every so often. But, and the pig trail got its name because the University of Arkansas is the Razorbacks. Go Hogs Go, Woo Pig Suey, Razorback, Pig Trail. Well, people trying to avoid the rush coming from Little Rock or really anywhere east is they would cut up 23 to go to Fayetteville. Now, before the interstate system, Highway 64 was the main road across Arkansas. So that intersection right there made sense. That's where the pig trail would start. They'd get off there and go up north. But now, when people do it, they're coming down the interstate. So they'll get off Interstate 40, jump on 23, and go up north that way. So, I don't say most people, modern people now believe that's where the pig trail starts. And that's where motorcycleroads.com has it starting. But I believe when it really got its name and was making its bones, it started back there on 64. So that's where I started. That's where I'm going to map it. My circus, my monkey, I'll do it my way. Now, this is one of the bad things about 23. If you get behind traffic, you're behind them for a long ways. But I'm pretty sure this guy ain't going far. If nothing else, my ear really itches, so I'm going to have to stop and scratch my ear here in a second. There are a couple points of interest on 23 that's pretty worth pointing out that we'll get to. One of the things that gets me is they have a music festival up there every year called Wakarusa. Apparently, I think it started in Kansas and it's been moved in the middle of nowhere. And it wouldn't be bad. I mean, it's a music festival. It's kind of growing a little bit, it seems. But, and I swear, all you get up there, bunch of young white kids with dreadlocks driving mama's Volvo, talking about how they're hippies, free spirits. You catch them back here at the local Walmart bathing in the bathroom, trying to clean themselves in the sink, because there ain't no amenities. Speaking of amenities, right there, oh, by the way, we just passed under Interstate 40, so this is where a lot of people think the pig trail starts. But right there is a truck stop. If you're going to fuel up, that'd be your best bet, because there's only one store between here and the end of the pig trail, and it's a little country store. We'll point out because you have to stop. And I can't believe this truck is continuing. Well, I'm going to take advantage of one of the few passing lanes on this road. Right now, it just looks like a nice little drive in the country. You'll see how it became famous. Now, when they have bike, blues, and barbecue up in Fayetteville, they always have poker runs and things like that. This is always one of them that's on it. And a lot of people, you know, want to cut their teeth to get there to Fayetteville, so they come this way. And on a nice summer day, you'll see bikes galore. Yeah, that's not the little store. That one's out of business. As you can tell, we're leaving all the straight lines. And then while these little sweeping turns are neat, they're not the heart of this road. Yeah, looks like we got traffic up ahead. Alright, that's a good little set of curves we went through. You're thinking, that's it? Nope. Unfortunately, that's not it. I love that there's a community back there called Jethro. And now we're in Upper Jethro. When you think up a good town name like Jethro, that kind of news will spread. You know, people trying to warn themselves in your lot. Upper Jethro. A lot of squirrels out today. If you can see the sign there, the Pig Trail Scenic Byway, Ozark National Forest. Now I know they don't consider this the beginning of it. I'm sticking with the 64-23 intersection. That sign there, very crooked and steep, next 3 miles. Yeah, because it just really straightens out after that. Getting up here to the corners that the knee draggers love. Now there is one corner I'm going to warn you about. Not because it's steep. I don't know what the deal is. It's a pretty calm corner and it has a little straightaway right before it. But every motorcycle wreck I've ever seen on this road has been on that corner. It's not covered in gravel. I think after all the sharp ones they finally get a nice sweeping one and they get carried away. Quite a bit more traffic than you normally see out here on this road, especially since it's about 8 o'clock on a Monday morning. You can normally drive this road and not see a car. Got somebody from Mississippi in front of me. Guarantee you they don't go through too many of these curves. Man, you're going to wear out those brake lights. Now this corner coming up is the one I was talking about. See, you got a nice little straight stretch. It's not a horrible corner. It's 35 miles an hour, I guess. I don't know why. But like I said, every motorcycle wreck I've ever seen on this road has happened on this corner. Look at it. There's nothing. Now we're coming up into Turner Bend. And why is that relevant? Because this is your only other amenity on this road. There's a little store here, the Turner Bend store, I believe it's called, some nonsense. Now you got to stop there. You got to get your I Rode the Pig Trail patch. Right there, your bumper sticker, the souvenirs. Also, we're crossing the Mulberry River. They rent canoes down there that you can float down the river. Now, you Smokey and the Bandit fans may remember the Mulberry River from the first Smokey and the Bandit, the only one that matters. Burt Reynolds for life, yo. Anyway, in the movie, they leave Texarkana, Texas, and they drive through Arkansas. And at one point, one of the guys on the CBs, one of the good buddies, asked him, "Are you on Highway 82 coming into Fayetteville?" Old Bandit says yes. First of all, I don't know if 82 goes through Fayetteville. I think 62 does. But anyway, he says he's coming through Fayetteville. And he tells them, watch out, they got a roadblock, blah, blah, blah. And he's being chased by Arkansas State Troopers. And that's the infamous where they jump the creek. Well, it's the Mulberry Creek they jumped because the deputy says they're getting away. The sheriff tells him they ain't going nowhere. The bridge over the Mulberry Creek's been out for 6 months. Well, that right there was the creek. What I never have figured out, if they're on a timetable to get from Texarkana, Texas to Atlanta, Georgia, why in the world would you come through Fayetteville, Arkansas? You literally just drove. You took a 90-degree turn, 250 miles out of your way. Then you have to go the 250 miles back. Now that right there, we're in a town or a community called Cass. That's a job corps. Okay, I'll get back to that in just a second. To the left, there's a dirt road. You follow that up. Oh, I'm sorry. There's all kinds of trails. Dirt roads goes all over these mountains. You've also got four-wheeler trails, hiking trails, bicycle trails, trails upon trails. So if you want to do some off-roading, which I'm planning on doing this summer, that right there is a good place to go. Now back to the Job Corps. Many moons ago, I did a internship there for 2 weeks. And I was going to say in their IT department, but considering I was the IT department. And while I was there, I was in one of the little side buildings. The lady that was running the intern program, which was just me, she told me, now a lot of people think these kids are up here because they're in trouble. These are not bad kids. They're not sent here as a last resort. They're here to learn a job skill. And I was up there for 2 weeks. Every time I walked into that administration building, the police were there, or somebody was on the phone with a parole officer, a bail bondsman, or some kid was there talking about they had to arrange a court date. So for a bunch of people there just looking for job skills, not troubled kids, the law was involved a lot. See, we're getting back into the curves now. I don't know how well you can see on the video, but the roads, they're not horrible. They're not going to eat up your tires. They're not going to bounce you off the bike or anything. But this is a road that they don't come through and repave every year or nothing like that. It ain't got potholes that'll, rip the tire right off the rim. But it's got patches and easily overlooked. I'm telling you, look at this, I'm just fixing to turn completely around. This is the section that made the pig trail famous. You see why bikers love it now. Not to mention the fact you're pretty much riding in the shade because the road's almost completely tree covered. I'm convinced a lot of those pull-outs, where that car back there just was, are for people that are just getting car sick. A lot of people during the summer will use this road to get to Branson, Missouri. Got to get up there to see Dolly Parton. Yeah, remember that sign that said it's only steep and crooked for 3 miles? They may want to get their odometer fixed. I haven't opened the visor here. I'm fogging up pretty bad. You can see it's kind of misty up here. And really, this is about the one overlook that they have. Okay, I gotta get in front of the hippies here. I'm just absolutely stunned by the amount of traffic on this road. For those looking to ride it, let me tell you, this is not normal. Little dip in the road there. Well, it's misting pretty good up here, or just the fog. Almost feels like you're driving through rain. Had to open the visor just to keep it from misting up. And it's a little brisk out here. There's a bus stop sign. And I would hate for my kids to have to ride a bus down this road. Boy, I'd really hate for my kid to turn 16 to have to drive up and down this road. And I say that, here comes the school bus. At this point, you've got the gist of the pig trail. So now just sit back and enjoy the scenery, which during the summer and fall looks a whole lot better than these winterized trees. The beauty of riding the pig trail this direction, right as it ends, another one of motorcycleroads.com's best rides in Arkansas picks up. So you can get 2 for 1 there. Alright, we're coming up onto the end of the pig trail. This is one of the best rides in the country. I'd like to thank you for joining me in. I guess I'll catch you on the next one.